tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this.
In this video, I'll show you how to make the headband wig. All you need is your extension and your elastic band. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, click the like button, and let's get right into the video. First, you need a wig cap. You can get any wig cap of your choice, but I'll recommend this type of wig cap. And then I pin it to my canvas head. Now, this is the elastic band I'll be using. This is like the 5 inches in width elastic band, and this is it. Then I measure my client's circumference, head circumference, which is 21, but right on here I measure a 20. Reason being that because it's elastic, it's gonna stretch, and so I want it to be tighter than the actual circumference of my client. After doing that, I then decide to sew the ends together, and just using my needle and thread, you can decide to sew it as you please, but just make sure that it is very tight, that it will not loose and all. So that's the sewing I'm currently doing, as you can see. And then I just sew it and knot it. Yes, please do knot it. Okay, please close the finishing, and this is what we have. Then I take a lighter and just burn off the edges so that it doesn't start losing or pulling at, tugging at my client's neck and all, because if you start losing, it can rip the whole elastic band. Then guys, see what I'm going to show you. I'm going to stretch it to see, okay, is it going to move, is it going to cut, because I need it to be very strong. So knowing that my sewing was very good, then I decided to now note the midpoint of the elastic. This is very important, because when you're placing it back on your canvas head where like the wig cap is on, you want to make sure like you are working at the center, like you start from the center. So I then do this, and then I pin it to the wig cap that is on the canvas head, just as you can see on the screen. And then I make sure like I pin it appropriately. Yes, my canvas head already has come with the measurements that I already also measured my client's head with. If you want to know how to do all of that, drop that comment. I can do another video to knowing how to, like, teaching you how to do measurements on your canvas head. But this is already what I have for my client, so I just go ahead to pin the elastic on the wig cap. Now the next stage we'll be doing is just as you do frontal. Okay, yes, because this is a bit like a frontal something. Now frontal is like 14 inches, right? Some are 13, some are 14, but for this video I'll be using 14 inches as the measurement. So I just go ahead to mark where the frontal, if we have to do frontal, where the frontal installation would start and end from. Now reason why I'm doing this is because that is where I would sew the elastic band to join the wig cap. Yes, I'm going to be stitching the elastic band to the wig cap, and I'm not just going to sew it all around. I only sew it on the place where normally we have to put frontal. Yes, that's what I'm doing now. As you can see that after I've taken the measurement, I then fold the elastic into two. I know there are smaller elastic, you can decide to go for smaller elastic, but I actually just prefer these and all, so I prefer using this for my client, so I decided to use this big one. So I then fold it into two. After doing such, after folding it into two, fold it into equal half. Actually, you just want to do that. After folding it, you also can use your pin to pin that away even to the end. But remember, that 14 inches where we start our frontal, that's where we'll now start sewing the elastic band to the wig cap. Yes, your elastic band to the wig cap. So you can see as I'm sewing, and here you want to be careful, because this sewing, you want to make sure that your sewing is not a sewing that is showing on the elastic band outside. Do you get it? Okay, don't worry, you will see more closer up look of the sewing. You want to be careful so that your sewing does not show on the elastic when you flip the half that you covered. Do you get what I mean? You guys just continue watching, you understand what I mean. I'll also show you like a more closer look of how I pick from the elastic. You guys see this, look at it, no thread is showing outside. That's what you want to do. no thread should show outside. Okay, that's what you want to do. So I then continue, and here is a close-up shot of how I sew the elastic band to the wig cap. And let me tell you, this is a very tight sewing, as you can see it, but is the technique is you will not see the thread on the elastic. Yes, that's why I love using this particular elastic band and all, because again, you guys will see why we don't want to see the thread. You can't have your clients wearing wig cap and then all the old thread is showing that okay, it's wig, but it's headband wig that they are wearing. Even though they'll put something to cover it, it doesn't mean. And why I do this is because if my client also decide not to wear any headband accessories, just this elastic cap, just this elastic band is fine for my client to wear and go. Guys, see the up close of the sewing. Just look at that. Just look at that beautiful sewing and very tight sewing. It's going nowhere. So another tip is I also make sure like I sew it double and all, so that just for extra security. And after doing that to one end, when you get to the end of where the 14 inches of where the front tie is supposed to start and end, you also want to make sure you tie your knots. Please, you guys, I know some people don't tie their knots when they are sewing. Please, you people should be tying your knots so that the stitches will not lose when your client is wearing it. Now guys, look at this finished work. You can't see any thread. You can't see any thread. You cannot see any thread, but for a fact it is sewn to the wig cap. Okay, and so after I finish sewing, I take out all the pin just to see how it looks and also to cut like extra pieces we don't need. Guys, look at that. Look at the headband wig. Just look at this. Oh, I'm so and yeah, this is just me cutting the extra wig cap that we don't need. I also make sure I do not cut that rope thing at the back, like that for that hook stuff. Yes, that's why I like using this cap, just extra security for my clients. Then guys, please, using this lighter at this phase, please be highly careful, because any small mistake, you are done with this wig cap. You have to go get another wig cap. But anyways, after doing all of that, I love knit work. I then put back the elastic band on the wig cap. Okay, and this is me just setting the back because I'm about to start sewing the bundles on the wig. Yes, and then I go in to just do my markings for the sewing that I'm about to do. And this doing the markings is just following the same marking you do as if you are doing a frontal. Yes, when you are sewing your bundles, I know when you're doing headband wig, it's almost like you're doing a frontal lining and all. So this is what I do. You guys, you can just watch and see how I do the lining, but it's almost as if I'm making a frontal wig. That's how I go about to do the markings of how I'll be sewing the bundles. And yes, this is what we have. You can see that this is the finished work of what we have. These are the linings. You can take a screenshot, just note this so that when you're doing yours, you just know this is the lining you should be going out for. And I'm just showing you how it looks before we then proceed to start sewing the bundles to the headband wig. And this is me. I began sewing the hair bundles to the headband wig, and starting from the back, you can see the way I did like the upper stuff. So I took the ending of the headband, I took it up so it doesn't disturb the sewing of the bundle that I was doing beneath. Okay, you also want to do that just so that it doesn't disturb you, after which you can then decide to. And yes, for this method I did the flip over bundle. I didn't cut bundles. I don't like cutting my clients' bundles because I just always feel I don't know what my client might decide to do with this hair, so don't let me ruin it for them. So I just do the flip over turnover method. I don't cut bundles of my clients except they ask me to. Anyways, so after I was done with this area, I needed to now move up to the other end. So you can see the way I adjusted the extra elastic band at the back. Yes, that's what you want to do. So just adjust it and then pin it down so it doesn't move, it doesn't shake, and then you continue sewing the bundles, which I did. Now I just also want to say something. Yes, I know that now there are like headband wigs that come with you don't need to sew elastic and all. Good of you can get that, but this tutorial is the one where you don't have that and you have to do the headband. This is it. This is why I'm making this tutorial. Anyways, I go ahead to just continue my sewing of the bundles, and this is towards the ending. I almost forgot that I was supposed to show you guys how to finish this end, because the finishing is important. So you also want to make sure like you have folded the elastic in front, and then you now begin to stitch this last bundle. Yes, this is the last line. You guys know you do your frontal as well, so you also want to take the weave on, sew to the wig cap, as well as making sure you hold it with the elastic. But also make sure when you are holding and picking up the elastic, it is not going to reflect outside. You guys, it should not reflect outside. Yes, you also want to maintain that and all, don't, so that you have a clean work when you are done making your headband wig. And this is it. I just kept showing you guys how I did it. And also, yeah, this is just the last piece. When, and you do this too when you're doing your frontal as well. So this is just the last piece. You want to take time, because if you ruin it, it can not going to be bumpy. You also want to make sure you do it in a way that it's not bumpy. It's not going to be bumping that was there, that kind of thing. And then I just go ahead and finish up with the last bundle, and this is what we have. Like, this job is like, I like doing headband wigs. Like, I do the best, the neatest of headband wig. Guys, patronize me, okay? Patronize me. The Amazon beauty store, patronize me everywhere. All right, and here it is. We are done sewing all the extensions, and I just said to brush out the hair first, taking out all the pins and just brush it out. Yes, please, before you start anything, first brush it out. Okay, once you finish wigging, it's advisable to first actually brush out all and brush out the hair. If it's a curly hair, don't go and brush out curly hair. Like, well, depending on the type of curly hair it is, I know if it's like an easy curls, all those tiny curls, you can't really brush them out yet. But this is a straight hair, so I brush it out. Then I now remove and then do the headband and all. So you can see how the headband is, guys. If I zoom in, you will not see any thread on this headband. I can assure you that. So I just go ahead to comb it, and of course, this is not the final of it. I just wanted to comb it and make sure there is no tangle anywhere, and just look at the work I did. Just look at it, guys. I just wanted to look at my work. Such a beauty. But this is not the final. Okay, this is not the final. We're already done making the headband wig. This is the back of the wig. You can see how clean it is. Everywhere is looking sumptuous, clean. Okay, period. After doing this, I then go ahead to straighten the hair, because it's a straight hair, so I want my client to have, straight bust down hair. Okay, so this is me after I've straightened the hair. Just look at the slickiness and all. Guys, let me know what you think about this tutorial. If you'll be replicating this, let me know. Please tag me on Instagram if you do this at the Amazon beauty store. I look forward to seeing your recreation of an headband wig. And yes, this was it. My client loved it so much. And yes, you can rock this with extra headband accessories, or just rock this alone. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Leave me a comment if you did enjoy this video, ask me any question. Make sure you like this video by clicking the like button of this video, so let me know you did enjoy and find this tutorial helpful. And that will be it. I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.